Hey, what's up guys, it's Carter here. Now today's lab is what I call a beast. 23 steps, definitely no time here to listen to those tunes. But hey, let's get after it. Now in part 1, we took care of the first 3 reactions. In this video, we'll be covering reactions 4, 5, and 6, which are all decomposition reactions. Reaction number 4 is the decomposition of a metal carbonate. Step number 1 is to fill a test tube with about ½ inch of copper 2 carbonate. Our next step is to hold the test tube in the flame of a Bunsen burner at about a 45-degree angle. When the color of the solid begins to change, place a flaming splint in the mouth of the test tube. That will be our first observation. Next, you need to keep heating the tube until the color changes completely, and then we need to let the tube cool. Don't put the tube in the plastic test tube rack though. Instead, let it cool in a beaker. You can dispose of the solid in the container labeled copper waste, and make sure you use a scoopula to scrape it all out of there. It's now time for reaction number 5. Ammonium carbonate. First, you need to fill a test tube with ½ inch of ammonium carbonate, and then you're going to heat it just like the last one in a Bunsen burner flame. When condensation starts to form, use your hand to waft the air gently and smell. Don't lunge your nose into the mouth of the tube. Trust me, you don't want to. That smell is your first ammonium carbonate observation. Next, we're going to keep heating the tube, but now we're also going to hold a piece of cobalt 2 chloride paper in the tube and wait for the paper to change color. Now, where are we going to get this paper, you might ask? Well, it's stored in a funny looking container called a desiccator. That's to keep the outside air from contaminating the inside contents. Slowly remove the cover of the desiccator and grab a tube of cobalt 2 chloride paper. Make sure you grab the right paper in the desiccator. Remember to replace the cover and use your hands to seal it tight. So, now that we have our cobalt 2 chloride paper, hold it in the tube with tongs until the paper changes color. That color change is our second ammonium carbonate observation. Next, hold a flaming splint in the mouth of the test tube for our third and final ammonium carbonate observation. Place the hot tube in a beaker to cool down and rinse the contents into a sink. Now it's time for our final reaction, sodium bicarbonate, also known as baking soda. Fill a test tube with about 1 inch of baking soda, and then fill another test tube with 2 inches of lime water. Remember to shake the lime water before adding it to your second test tube. Now here comes the tricky part. Attach the stopper tubing assembly to the mouth of the baking soda tube, and then submerge the tube part in the lime water. This part makes a lot more sense once you see Taz do it. So, here he's putting in the rubber stopper, and now he's going to submerge the tube in the lime water and hold the baking soda end in the Bunsen burner flame. This part requires a lot of teamwork. When the lime water changes color, and don't let that throw you off, I'd say color change is a bit misleading. When the lime water changes, let's say, remove the stopper tubing assembly thingy and observe this change in the lime water. Next, keep on heating the baking soda tube until you see condensation. Then, hold another piece of cobalt-2 chloride paper in the test tube until the paper changes color. That's your final observation, the very last one. Great job. When you're all done, let the test tube cool in a beaker for at least 5 minutes. After that, rinse the contents into the sink. And that's step 23. We made it. Great job with this lab. Have fun tackling this beast on your own. Good luck, guys.